A Polaroid camera, images of Denver, and the art of screen printing. Those were the ingredients for an art project that involved students from Abraham Lincoln High School and Colorado Springs artist J.D. Sell. Sell wanted to work with the teenagers to explore their sense of their own environment and the stories they connect to the places in their neighborhoods. The result of the collaboration was recently on display at the University of Denver.
One of the central questions that we had was, if a building falls, what happens to its stories? And if you lose the Polaroid, do you lose that moment?
The rapidly changing landscape of downtown Denver was the focus of students in an advanced photography class at Abraham Lincoln High School. The students worked with Colorado Springs-based artist J.D. Sell, resulting in a photography and visual art exhibit that was displayed at the University of Denver. It's part of a larger collaborative effort called This Is My Denver that implores area students to find artistic ways to document and reflect on the history of their communities.
We wanted to do a project related to the rapid development taking place in the city of Denver, as well as the demographic changes, but also to think about how people move through space and move through their own neighborhoods.
And the project was to go around our neighborhood and be able to capture certain buildings, certain texture, whatever it was that described our neighborhood and where we're from.
Sell created large-scale screen print paintings based on the students' Polaroids. These works hung alongside a chronological line of the Polaroids, paired with student write-ups articulating their experience.
When you're passing by, you don't even take the time to look at a building or acknowledge it, or it's just a quick moment. And when you're capturing it, you're trying to see what angle, you're trying to see everything. So you pay attention to little details of that specific building or that specific thing. It's crazy. It's crazy different.
We usually take photos with a digital camera, like Canon or Nikon, and it's a lot different because you only have one opportunity to take your perfect shot. You can't erase it or you can't edit it, it's just there.
In this process, I was converting these Polaroid images into silkscreen images that would then reproduce the images onto the paintings. And that process I've been working with for the past year or so, kind of developing this layering aspect with images and talking about the layering of memories, the layering of experiences, and then more in particular for this project, our walking tour that we had and the experiences that we had with the different buildings.
These 16 and 17-year-olds had never used film cameras.
So Polaroid, it has its own uniqueness where it's you get the image quicker, it has that old feeling to it. Nowadays, that old feeling is lost in the modern society. It feels like you go back in time. It's really nice.
And it's this kind of a time capsule for that day and also the area of Denver that we were in.
Professor Gomez says that while change is a healthy part of every city, diversity is often overlooked. He says he was surprised to learn that many of these students themselves are being displaced by their changing neighborhoods.
I think for many of them, they feel like they have no voice. But what we want to do is say that yeah, you do have a voice and you do have some capacity to change the situation. And so how do you do that through art? How do you channel some of those frustrations, those feelings into some positive product?
That story from Rocky Mountain PBS producer Kate Perdoni. The University of Denver and local high schools are continuing their work on This Is My Denver.